Yo, what's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we got a brand new video back on Bitcoin, and gonna look at some of this price action and pricing going on right now, as well as adoption that continues to take off around the world. So, firstly, we've got the price action. Gotta start with that right here, the daily chart. You can see right now we're at 47,300-ish dollars. There's been actually a lot of volatility here in today. You can see we've been all the way up to 48.3, 48.4, coming down to 46.8 and bouncing around this area. What we want to see in this chart is to sustain 47,000, this bit bolded line here. We've dipped below it, but ultimately come back both times. Don't want to continue dipping below it because that would mean we're probably more than likely going to drop to probably $45,000 to $44,000 area. But we want to stay above this, get to 49,000, 50,000, and concretely cement a position above 50,000. And a lot of people talk about Ethereum being a big contributor to bringing back a rally. I mean, Ethereum's up massive today. It's up of 5% here. I think it's actually up like 8%, or it was up 8% at one point, and could be a contributing factor to just bringing back life into this. We saw 3 days of just downward trends, and Ethereum being a big pop off, bringing back more life to the crypto market. And as for looking at these longs and shorts, longs, same story, not really ticking up, low leverage, all of that same stuff. But shorts, we're continuing to see this trend up in shorts, could be contributing to trying to push the price down. But I mean, we see the shorts have gone from about 1600 to where they're at 1825. So they could be a reason for the price to kind of see this massive move down. You see the shorts were at like 1750 before this move down, so they're up about 100 since then. So maybe we see a little bit of a short squeeze if we hold these levels. We have to hold 47,000 would be the first level to hold to try and get like more support, and maybe a short squeeze to get back above 49, 50,000. That's a situation we could be getting into with shorts starting to pile on with low leverage and stuff. So maybe we see a short squeeze. Who knows? Or it'd be a small one. But hopefully it's not enough shorts here to push us below 47,000, where we might be going back to like 44,000. And this indicator that I really like to look at, and has a lot to do with Bitcoin's price, it always has been, is the hash rate. And we've just recently basically got to the same level we were at for this last recent dip. That was around April 22nd. Was the last dip here, and we're about those levels right now. So the recovery continuing to go strong, and I think that the hash rate is a leading indicator for Bitcoin. It's not one. It's something where the hash rate starts to go up, and then the price follows. Where we saw this collapse here, the hash rate fell before the price fell. So, and then the hash rate started recovering before the price started recovering, and we're seeing it continue this uptrend. So I think that even medium to long term, very much that the price is probably going to recover and go up. Short term, we're seeing shorts start to jump back in the market and stuff. So holding certain levels is going to be big for fighting shorts. But even short term, I mean, maybe a week or a couple weeks is where those things can kind of take control of the price. But even within a month or a couple months, the hash rate recovery is probably going to be a leading indicator. And we all know El Salvador is a country adopting Bitcoin. It is about a week away right now. And this is just an interesting little interview to kind of show how much people don't understand what Bitcoin is, and why El Salvador is doing this move to legalize Bitcoin as a legal tender.
If grandma is down in El Salvador waiting for her remittances, and you want to send it with Bitcoin, that's right. Fine. What's she do? She has to go to the ATM to get dollars, because that's the only way you can buy something.
But that's the whole point of legalizing Bitcoin, is legal tender, right? She can now go to the store and buy her groceries with Bitcoin.
Yep. All right, not trying to get copyright striked here, but this very clearly just shows, like, this guy just has no idea what he's talking about. like saying you could send your family Bitcoin, but they're still gonna have to exchange it. He doesn't even know what Bitcoin being legal tender means, or if that's even happening. I doubt that he even knows what he's talking about. So when you look to people who are talking about Bitcoin, who it is very obvious who has no idea what they're even talking about, as well as this showing just how early we still are. Even if you think Bitcoin's expensive, looking back in 5 years on this price, we will think Bitcoin was dirt cheap. Just very, very early in on Bitcoin's life here, and it's just showing because everyone still doesn't understand it. So just if you think that there's a lot of people understand Bitcoin, there is so many more who have no idea how to comprehend it. And this is El Salvador's Bitcoin commercial that they did, and it's all in Spanish, so I'm just gonna talk over it and kind of go over it. But this is the first ever Bitcoin commercial made by a national government. So that's a big move in the right direction. And it's just kind of talking about Bitcoin, giving ideas of how to send Bitcoin and what you can do with it, like right here. And Chivo, I think that's the name of the app that they're wanting to get everyone to download. It'll run the Lightning Network with Bitcoin, and then right here, $30. If you download the app, you get a free $30 in Bitcoin. I mean, it's just looks like a great move altogether to kind of just bring more financial freedom to people. And there is a learning curve with El Salvador and everything because of the inexperience with debit cards and everything. But I think they're doing the right move with implementing like information desks with their ATMs and stuff. But I definitely think that this is a massive step in adoption. And if you look at this and you can't compare this bull run or bull cycle or anything to ones of the past because this just simply never happened in the past bull cycle. There were never countries adopting Bitcoin, companies adding it to their balance sheet, and people and companies starting to build on Bitcoin even more. So it's a completely different adoption cycle now, which is why I think we could be breaking away from that 4 year cycle. And I really hope we do break away from that 4 year cycle. And looking at the supply of Bitcoin, there is quite a bit of Bitcoin that is just lost. It's 3.7 million that is estimated. That's Bitcoin that hasn't been moved for at least 5 years. That takes away from the total supply, makes it even scarcer. Satoshi's wallet. It's either Satoshi's wallet or the Genesis block, but 1.1 million Bitcoin sitting in there, hasn't moved since 2009, lost private keys up to 7,500 Bitcoin, and then intentionally burnt Bitcoin, 2,700 Bitcoin sent to burn addresses with no known private keys. So there is a lot of Bitcoin out there that is just lost or gone forever, and that just makes Bitcoin even more scarce. So as this adoption continues to grow and demand continues to grow, there's only so much Bitcoin, and it's even scarcer with 4 million Bitcoin being lost and basically gone forever. And then finally, we have Fidelity coming out with their Bitcoin price predictions, and this has been argued and stuff for if it's legitimate and all of that from everybody, but Fidelity expects Bitcoin price to touch 100 million by 2035. Is it real? And basically, they base it off of the stock to flow model, which you can see is just kind of charting the halvings and making making Bitcoin more scarce, and assuming that demand stays the same or goes up. So they said that this 100 million by 2035, that's the debated part if it's real or not, but they said that they think Bitcoin could reach within $1 million within the decade, which I think is pretty reasonable to say. And that's not being argued at all. The big point, 100 million, because that actually makes Bitcoin worth like $2 quadrillion, so it's a very large amount of money. But I think that maybe things change by that time. We've seen the printing of money going on, and if it continues to go down that road, we might see 2 quadrillion not be something that's not out of the realm of possibility. But guys, that's gonna do it for this video. A little bit on the Bitcoin price and adoption news, and this commercial out of El Salvador looks very good. Bitcoin chugging in the right direction. Who knows, the short term could be choppy. but Bitcoin overall looking pretty good. So as always, guys, I'm going to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. See you guys in my next video.